July 2018. I'm so exhausted, I don't even feel like myself right now. Almost as if I'm not even living in my body. When I sleep, my eyes close, but that's it. My thoughts are constantly moving. They never take a moment to rest. I have that itchy feeling in the back of my throat that won't go away. The feeling you get when you're on the brink of tears. I walk around with this feeling often, and I know people see it. Whoever looks me in my eyes today will feel sadness. I look how I feel. Like a human being living with constant sadness, and all you want to do is hug them, save them. Today is overwhelming to say the least, but I know this too shall pass. The sun will rise again. You'll see it in my eyes.
A lot of things make me sad. I think I get triggered a lot by not feeling like I can be in healthy relationships, or I feel like I can be as successful as I see myself to be, because, I just get really sad and feel overwhelmed a lot.
When was the last time you were sad?
About a month ago, in April, my father died in March, and he was really abusive towards me, and I hadn't seen him in about 12 years, and I spent the whole month just thinking about the abuse and about how it affected me and how I turned out. And then it made me really kind of reflect on how I am as a person now and where I want to be.
Have you ever been to therapy?
I have been to therapy, and I'm actually a therapist myself. But before I became a therapist, I'd actually been in therapy for about 15 years. And that was one of the things that really shifted my relationship with my own depression. First, kind of giving it a name, because I just thought there's something wrong with me. I don't really know what it is. I'm sad all the time. I feel like I'm unmotivated, or like I'm just not good at life. And having a therapist say no, actually, you're depressed, and these are maybe some of the reasons why that's happening, and kind of going through family history and those types of things. And now being on the other side as a therapist, it makes me really happy to be able to do that for other people.
When you're in a relationship especially, you get so fixated on you make me happy, you make me happy, you make me happy. But I don't hold my girlfriend responsible for my happiness. That's something I have to do. I have to figure out what makes me happy and what makes me good, and share that with her. It's not her job to quote unquote fix me or make me anything.
I feel depression is not only being sad. For me, I go through seasonal depression, especially. I would say it's more semester based. During finals, I lose my mind and I tweet about it, and I make jokes about it. I'm on a coffee diet, but literally I'm up all night eating snacks and drinking coffee and trying to stay up and stay stimulated so I can get these grades. And I feel sometimes I feel alone in that, and that's the depression I go through.
Do you talk about your feelings often?
Not really. I don't think that men are typically told or feel like it's okay to talk about their feelings. Particularly black men, you kind of grow up thinking people don't really care how you feel, to be honest, because whatever it is, you kind of just gotta get over it. So, not really. I wish I were able to more sometimes.
I usually don't feel like it's okay for me to open up about my feelings because, one, I'm a trans guy, and usually we're perceived as masculine, and it's a feminine thing to open up and talk about your feelings.
I probably should start talking to people more when I get sad. It seems like once a year I have this breakdown, I think, where I have an intervention that comes in with friends and people that know me, because I don't really tell people when I'm sad.
The reason why I started going to therapy was when I was 17, I was sexually assaulted at a party, and up until that point, I used self-medicating, a lot of self-harm. So being in therapy was my way of telling myself I needed to change and be better.
When I was in my dark point, like last week, I was feeling that same vibe. And you deadass gotta pull yourself out of it, like, yo, you not gonna die, you gonna live, so you need to find a fucking reason to live.
Word.
Like, clearly you ain't gonna die, you would have been dead already. I mean, I'm pushing 30 at this point. Like, you need to figure out a way to live. And figure out a way to live to the point you're as happy as you want to be. I don't care if it's walking down the street and seeing a couple in love and that should make you smile. You need to find every ounce of beauty that life has to offer and take it all in.
What makes you happy?
So, I don't think there's much that actually makes me happy. I don't really consider myself a happy person. What I usually say is that I experience moments of joy, and those moments of joy kind of really help me to keep going. But other than that, I don't think that I can really define happiness or what makes me happy. I just know that I'm not most of the time. But I do know that when I experience joy or things that bring me joy, like kids, dogs, experiences with my loved ones, those moments, they bring me joy.
The ultimate goal is to be aligned with the source, So if I'm not doing things that are going to benefit me progressing and being more towards my purpose, then I usually get pretty depressed.
I'm sad about so many things, and oftentimes they're really little things or huge problems with the world, but my personal sadness often comes from the feeling of being misunderstood, of being alone and feeling like even though humans are supposed to be such social creatures and we're supposed to lift each other up and support each other, I feel like we live in a society that is struggling to do that.
When survival is your default mode, self-care, what is self-care to somebody when you're worried about where's the next meal coming from? And people spend so much time creating external representations of themselves that they very rarely ever have to do the internal work.
Right. Yeah.
This is my second week of being my own boss, and learning self-discipline is new to me. It feels weird, makes me uncomfortable. But they say, like, you learn or you grow the most in states of discomfort. So I know at the other end of this, it'll be fine.
I've been to therapy, and I've been to a few different therapists because, like, as like a black female, sometimes you'll go to maybe a white therapist and she just, or he or she just doesn't understand, or just doesn't, they're just culturally inappropriate. It's like, oh, maybe you're just an angry black woman, or maybe, you're just being defensive. So I've had that experience, and me doing that, I didn't want to go to therapy anymore. And then I had, a downfall again, and then I figured, let me try it again. Let me go to therapy. Maybe that just wasn't the right therapist for me. And then I went somewhere else, and I, felt great. Like, it was such an amazing breakthrough for me. I spoke about my feelings. I got, back on track. And I tell everyone, don't be afraid to go to a therapist. Like, if you feel something on the inside, you don't have to hold it on the inside. There's people out there who can actually be there for you and help you and guide you. You don't need to be in this alone. So I encourage it, and don't be afraid of it.
I think that's important. you know, to show people that it's perfectly okay to deal with your mental health.
Okay, so I'm 21 and my mom knows me for honestly my whole life, and she doesn't understand it. She's experienced her own anxiety, but my anxiety is different from hers, and her and other people are just like, oh, like you need to just get over it, or you just need to do something else to fix your anxiety. And it's like I tried them. I tried a bunch of things to fix or cure my anxiety, but it's not about curing your anxiety. It's about coping with it. And a lot of people think like, why can't you just fix it? As if you're fucking damaged, and you're not. You're just a regular person going through real shit. And people cannot believe that. And it gets me so angry that I'm about to cry. Like, you cannot tell someone to get over their anxiety, because this is something they deal with every day. And it's something we have to cope with, and something can work for a week, and then next week it won't work. And you're just like, shit. I thought that was working for me, and now it's not. And now you have to find something else. You have to find something new. I'm trying yoga, I'm trying this, I'm trying that. You have to find something, even if it's just for the minute, and just stick to it, and just immerse yourself in that, because you can't listen to people anymore. You can't. It's something you go through personally, and you can connect with someone, and it's great to connect with people and have that connection, and you guys can understand each other, but not everyone understands you. And so that's why you really just need to be by yourself and love yourself and understand yourself, because no one's gonna know you better than yourself. So
what makes me happy is family, friends, and skateboarding. I'm really passionate about skateboarding ever since I was little. It always gave me a sort of headspace when I would go skate. Like I could just escape all my problems I had and just focus it all into learning tricks. And I feel like that is ultimately therapy for me.
Tennis, actually. So I'm a tennis coach, and tennis and kids kind of saved me, I think, a little bit. That was when I started climbing out. I was working with kids and being on the tennis court. It just kind of took my mind off of my own issues in my life.
Paint. That's if I feel good enough to paint. Sometimes I'm too sad to do that, so maybe I'll write poetry, or I'll write my thoughts down, what I'm thinking about that's making me sad.
Like having that music ready to go is one way that I really help regulate, and then just movement. So getting out, dancing, whether that's in my apartment or running to a class. Music and dance have been a huge part of me, learning how to cope with my emotions, with my anxiety, with my depression. And so I think acknowledging it, recognizing it, being okay with it, and then turning to music, turning to dance have been what has been the most helpful for me, but I'm still figuring it out.
I have my own little exercises I do when I'm really feeling very stressed or very I don't know, in some kind of mental dilemma, or I just am not together at the moment. I always have my own little practices. I'll take my time, or I'll start digging into my projects a little more and just kind of lose myself.
I constantly feel like I'm in a box with my thoughts, or you don't know who to trust when you go out and you meet people and you want to be around people, but then it's how do you be vulnerable around people when everyone's really just looking up to how do you look when you go out, not really how you feel on the inside, how are you doing, what is your life about. It's none of that, I feel like.
How often are you sad?
I'm actually sad pretty often. I find that I get in my head a lot, and it makes me sad.
I have to look at the bright side of things. I have to, some kind of hope, because it's literally all that I have, all my perspective, or, shitty things happen, but it's all right, what did I learn from it? So at least I have some sense of control.
I'm just like, I'm just fucking sad today, and I'm not even gonna try to make it better because like I can't think of anything that would make it better. So I, like in those moments, I just, if I can, I'll stay in bed as long as I can, and I'll just like go to like the sad movies that I like to watch that just depress the shit out of me, and I'll just be like, yeah, we're gonna revel in this sadness today because there's nothing else to do.
And so I really deadass thought I was gonna kill myself, and so I called my mother. And I'm like, in tears, completely distraught, and I'm like, yo, I deadass want to jump off the roof. And she like, we're coffees, that's my last name. We're coffee women, we're strong. You know, you're not gonna break down. Man up, man up. That shit made me want to kill myself even fucking more. Because now not only am I sad as fuck, I've disappointed my mother. I look weak to my mother. The strongest woman that I know. You know what I mean? That shit, and I had to tell her like, yo, that's not cool.
It's not helping.
That's not helping. That's making me for real want to just be like, wow, so now I'm a complete failure. Now I'm weak. Now I'm already fucked up, now I'm weak, and now my mother thinks that I'm weak too. You know what I mean? The person that you respect the most. It's just like, I don't know, it's fucked up.
Especially when I write, it's just, it's so real. I get like emotionally drained, emotionally exhausted. And so I'm always like running around looking for joy everywhere, like just trying to laugh. I'm the biggest fucking clown in the world. Like it's literally 0 to 100, or like I don't know how to be chill in between. Like there's no act right. It's I'm a lunatic and I'm flipping shit and I'm like so angry and aggressive because nobody understands my passion and how I express myself. And fuck you then, because I have a right to feel everything that I fucking feel.
What makes me sad? What doesn't make me sad? Everything makes me sad. My name is Dread, and I get sad all the time. But I get happy too. Alright, cut it.